For our final stewardship reflection of our campaign, I invited Adrianne Berry to do that. And I wanted to introduce her because a lot of you may have not gotten to know Adrianne yet. Her way into an original connection with our church was being part of our garden ministries. And even though she was not a member here, she was part of the garden ministries and was such an important part of that when we were trying to figure out the transition from the Tarrant Area Food Bank leaving what was the learning garden and figuring out what to do with that, we invited Adrianne to be part of our garden transition team to think through that transition. And through that and through all that has followed, she has been an integral part of making the Ridglea Giving Garden possible and turning it into what it is today. And also just know from talking to her how important giving is to her life and her spirituality. And so I thought she would have a unique perspective that I would love for everybody to hear. So Adrianne, I invite you to come forward and share with us today.
Well, thank you, Russ. I've been coming to Ridglea Christian regularly for about 6 months now. And Russ asked me to give you my perspective as a non-member of why I share my time and talent and treasure with this church. I moved to the Ridglea area about 6 years ago, and I found this campus as I was driving around the neighborhood, familiarizing myself with my new home turf. It was May when I first drove by, and I saw the gardens, even before I saw the church. Of course, in May, the gardens are lush and beautiful, and I remember circling the block and driving around again and stopping in front of the Jubilee Garden to take in the beauty and the abundance of it all. In that short introduction, that very short introduction to this church, I knew something good was happening here. Once I got moved in and settled, I signed up to volunteer in the Jubilee Garden, and soon I rented my own plots so that I could grow my own vegetables. And I began gardening weekly with a wonderful group of folks that welcomed me and became my friends. And they taught me not just about gardening, but about serving others. About a year after that, I was asked to become a Jubilee Garden coordinator, and then a couple of years after that, as Russ pointed out, I was asked to become a team member when we started the Ridglea Giving Garden. Along the way, I learned about how the garden feeds our neighbors in need through our contributions of fresh produce to West Aid and LTV Rise food pantries. I learned about the compassionate hospitality offered to our unhoused neighbors with the Room in the Inn program. I learned that anyone can knock on the office door if they need a sack lunch or a bus pass, a seemingly small offer, which is not at all small if you're hungry or you need transportation. I learned about your longtime mission to welcome refugees into the community and your involvement with the Newcomers Academy. I learned that this church hosts young people in the summer in a justice-based service learning program. I learned about the Green Chalice program that the church is part of and the concept of creation care and walking gently on the earth. Your commitment to earth care and serving others and to training a new generation to care and serve, along with your systematic outreach to feed our neighbors in need and help meet the needs of struggling and marginalized populations, well, that was exactly the kind of thing that I wanted to be involved with and that I wanted to contribute to. So that's the story of how I stepped into the flow of abundance at this church. I began giving my time and talent and treasure to this place that nourishes me spiritually and aligns with my core values. And when I did, I became part of a force for good that was way greater than things I could ever accomplish by myself. But the benefits of giving and stewardship have never been just about what I give. I receive back so much in return. In return, I have a sense of well-being and wholeness and a more optimistic outlook about our world. I've developed amazing friendships and caring relationships, and have a deep and satisfying sense of purpose and meaning in this life. And being in the flow means that I experience abundant supply in my own life. Now, I know that I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know about generosity and abundance. They walk side by side. It's clear that you are already generous and excellent stewards and have been for a long time. The evidence is all around us. I just wanted to take this opportunity to explain why I, a non-member, give and want to support Ridglea Christian Church in this stewardship campaign. And I want to thank you for welcoming me and offering me the chance to be a change maker in this community. Thank you.